Hey guys, this is Bit from Set 3 and Pass, and today I'm bringing you my Dinomorphia deck profile. Now this is a deck profile that I made post Hypernova, so some of the cards in here I might change when the new set drops, but this was made before that set drops in a couple of days / a week or something, and this is a deck I used in my Waifu Cup against Cat. Now before we jump into this deck, please leave a like, subscribe if you like what we're doing. It doesn't cost you anything, but to us it means a lot. And if you've got any questions or comments or something you can do to improve this deck, please comment down below. Let's help each other out. Without further ado, let's begin. So I'm going to explain the cards just a little bit. However, I'm going to assume you guys know most of what this card does. So for the Dinomorphia cards, you're playing Therizia. You want to play 3 Therizia, and essentially what she does is she sets a Dinomorphia spell or trap directly from your deck when she is normal or special summoned, and then if your life points are 2k or less, this card gains 500 attack, and if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish one trap card from your graveyard and then special summon a level 4 or lower Dinomorphia monster from your graveyard. So she sort of floats into this guy, Dinomorphia Diplos. And Diplos is essentially a foolish burial. He sends for Dinomorphia from deck to the graveyard, and then if your life points are 2k or less, he deals 500 damage to your opponent's life points. And that's all you really need for the Dinomorphia monsters. And now for the Dinomorphia trap cards, you've got 3 Domain. This one essentially play half your life points, and again all the Dinomorphia monsters and the traps, when they use their effects, they play half your life points, so essentially you're always going to be less than your opponent. And what this does is during the main phase, fusion summon a Dinomorphia card, one from your you can use your hand, deck or field as material, and when your opponent activates a card in your life points are 2k or less and this card is in your graveyard, you can banish it and you take no effect damage. And then you have Frenzy. Now this is the card you want to set with Therizia most of the time, and what this one does is during your opponent's main phase, pay half your life points, fusion summon monster from your extra deck using one monster from your deck and one from your extra deck as fusion material, and then if your life points are 2k or less, you can banish this card from your graveyard, you take no effect damage. And I play the one Sonic, essentially that's your spell and trap negate, but you have to destroy a Dinomorphia card, again pay half your life points. And if your life points are 2k or less, if you would take battle damage, you can banish this from your graveyard and you take no battle damage. And this is the sort of Monster Reborn / Call of the Haunted for the archetype. Essentially, if you pay half your life points, special summon up to 2 Dinomorphias monsters from your graveyard whose level totals equal 8 or less, and then you cannot declare an attack with that monster this turn, and you cannot special monsters for the rest of the turn except Dinomorphia monsters. Again, if your life points are 2k or less, you can banish this from graveyard, you take no effect damage. I only play one of each because they're not really that great, and to be honest, the meta is so fast, you're not actually going to get a chance to use its effect to battle. I play 3 Fossil Dig. Essentially, 3 Fossil Dig are just 3 more Therizias, so you're running 6 Therizias. For consistency, I play Pot of Prosperity. You can play Extravagance. I have played it with Extravagance. It's just not that great because sometimes I banish things I'd like in my extra deck. So Prosperity is perfect for that reason. And then the 2 elves I play is 1 Harpy's Feather Duster and 1 Corby to get rid of problematic monsters. And then I play a lot of so-called hand traps. I play a huge bestial package. I play the 3 Saronir, 3 Magnamut, 3 Druid Swarm, and when Bestial Baldrake comes out, I'm probably going to take away Saronir and put Baldrake instead, and that's what I recommend you do, because Saronir doesn't actually do anything for this deck. The only reason I use it is because I have an XYZ summon monster, the Dread Dragon, Wallow, and that's the only reason. But once Photon Hypernova comes out, I'd highly recommend taking these 3 out, putting in 3 Baldrake, so much easier. Okay, so that's the quote-unquote hand traps. I also run traditional, Ash Blossom, generic. I run 3 Imperm, and I think going into the next format, I'm probably going to keep this in the deck over any other hand trap, just because this doesn't trigger triple tactics thrust and doesn't let your opponent get like a free spell or trap from their deck. So I think this is probably going to be one of the better hand traps going into the next format. And it's a trap deck, so you know we got to have fun with those floodgates. I run 3 Gozen Match. You only ever have dark monsters, so Gozen Match is pretty good for you and pretty bad for your opponent. Right, for the extra deck, I run 3 Catagina. You always want to get her on board so you can use her effect to banish Frenzy and she becomes Frenzy's effect. And then Rexstrom, this is your boss monster, you always want to get Rexstrom out. I recommend playing it at 3. 2 Stealth Bergia. The reason why it's 2 Stealth Bergia is because you never really ever summon this card. This card is only fodder for fusion. I've personally never summoned him for anything, to be honest. And then for the XYZs, I run 2 Evo Lazar, so I run 1 Dolka, 1 Lagia. All of your monsters, your Dinomorphia monsters are level 4 Dinosaurs and Dark as well, so why not? Run 1 Abyss Dweller for the Trelements matchup or any other matchup for that matter. And then I run the Raiders Night package. Essentially you got level 4 monsters, summon XYZ Arc Rebellion, and because Arc Rebellion uses the original attack, that's 4k, that's 3k, that's another 3k, so that's overkill. Every time you summon XYZ Dragon, chances are you're about to OTK, so this is very good. I run 1 Wallow just because I have a massive amount of Bestials. Again, so Wallow's there, good interruption, and also gives every single monster you control 100 attack defense for every card in your opponent's graveyard. And I run the 1 Punisher. Now, you can summon Punisher in this deck by using Rexstrom and any Ash Blossom, so you can use that in order to get End Punisher out. And again, he is amazing because your life points are always going to be lower than your opponent's, so his effect is always active, and he is the beat stick of the deck as well. If all fails, if your Rexstrom doesn't end the game, he probably will end the game. So yeah, that's the extra deck. Right guys, I hope you enjoyed that deck profile. You know, this is a deck I really like playing. It's not the best deck in the format. I'd say it's rogue at best. There are a lot of other decks that beat it, but you know, at the end of the day, you play Yu-Gi-Oh how you want, and this is how I like to play Yu-Gi-Oh. I really like the archetype, I like the floating effect, the monsters look pretty cool, and it is huge dinosaurs. Who doesn't like that in the slightest? Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that deck profile. Like, comment and subscribe, and this is Bit out.